turn on your camera. All of the students, please turn on your cameras. Please do that. What happened? Alnaros is your birthday today? Alnaros. She
Yes,
combed
sir.
her hair very beautifully. What is that? Is it your birthday?
No, sir.
No, total. You applied a hair oil or something? Hmm? Okay, what about Sriram? Please turn on the light in your room, Mr. Sriram. I can see you. Please turn
Sir, light is on.
on. Okay, okay. Okay, fine. So my I said something. I think so.
Oh,
Okay,
super cake.
Melita, Emrin, Kisan, it is not our problem, Kisan, it's your own problem. Okay, it's okay. So you check the connectivity. Okay, Elsa, Delvin, Sanya, Sean, Kshetra, Karthik, repeatedly saying people to turn on the cameras. Okay, so fine. So here
Sir,
we are.
sir, Makshavas prayer now.
Age of revolutions, the age of revolutions, 1830 to 1848. So, after the fall of Napoleon Bonaparte, the big powers, Britain, Russia, Prussia, Austria, Hungary, they met at Vienna and they signed in a treaty or a declaration. Okay, that meeting is termed as the Treaty or Congress of Vienna. What is that? The Congress of Vienna. Okay, in that Congress of Vienna, they decided to undo the changes that made by Napoleon or changes that occurred in Britain, sorry, Europe, related with the Napoleonic Wars. Okay, now they decided to change it. As a result of that, after 1815, a conservative regime, which means the rule of autocrats, okay, started in different parts of Europe, different parts of Europe. But the people, basically the people, those who believed in liberalism, they started functioning underground against the conservative governments, okay, or the governments of the kings and queens. Okay, so there are a number of revolutionary organizations was formed. Okay, you know that Carbonary. Hmm? Giuseppe Mazzini joined in that Carbonary. Later, Giuseppe Mazzini started two more secret associations termed as the Young Italy and Young Europe, Young Italy and Young Europe. So the people who believed in liberalism, they want to make a change in the present condition. I mean, present condition in the sense they want to make a change in the administration or governments. They have to establish the liberal democratic governments in almost all the countries of Europe. Clear? So they started number of programs, number of revolutions, okay, number of wars against the kings. Okay, such things are here under this heading, the age of revolutions between 1830 to 1848, nearly 18 years. Okay, so a conservative regime tried to consolidate their power. Liberalism and nationalism came into increasingly associated with revolution in many regions of Europe, such was the Italian and German state, the provinces of the Ottoman Empire, Ireland and Poland. These revolutions were led by the liberal nationalists belonging to the educated middle class elite, among whom were professors, school teachers, clerks, and members of the commercial middle class. Okay, so what happened in 1830? The new middle class, the rich new middle class, they started numerous programs, agitation and protest movements against the ruling class. Clear? The new middle class people include, you can see who are there in the new middle class. They are the professors, they are the school teachers, clerks, and members of the commercial middle classes, traders, business persons, everyone, they are against this rule of the kings there. Basically, these movements against the kings that started in Italian states, German states, and in the province of the Ottoman Empire, today's Turkey. Clear? Okay, Ottoman Empire. On that days, it was under the control of the Ottoman Empire. Ottoman Empire. So people in these countries, they started number of movements and programs against their government. against the government that ruled by or controlled by the king. Clear or not? Okay. That clear? Yes or no? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I hope the idea is clear for you people. So after 1815, what happened? Fall of Napoleon. Then who came back into power in different part of Europe? The kings. Clear or not? Clear on aristocracy. The kings or aristocracy. So the middle class people, they were against the rule of the kings there. So nearly 15 years. Okay, they created lots of clubs, organizations, revolutionary organizations against the rule of the kings in different parts of Europe, right? Okay, then from 1830 onwards, numerous such movements were started against the monarch or against the aristocracy or against the conservatives. Clear? Monarchs, aristocracy, conservatives, these all words basically using to depict the rule of the kings. Clear? Clear or not? Okay, basically such kind of movements are started in German states, Italian states, and Ottoman Empire. Ottoman Empire, today's Turkey. Okay, at that days, then it was termed as the Ottoman Empire. It's a Islamic empire. Clear? A Muslim empire it was. Clear? Okay, so such kind of movement started. Basically, the movement started by the new middle class people, including the professors, teachers, clerks, and members of the elite trade class or commercial class. Okay, middle class people they are. The first upheaval took place in France in July 1830. First such kind of movement that started in France. France. Okay, in 1830, in the year 1830. Clear? Clear. The Bourbon kings who had been restored to power during the conservative reaction after 1815 were now overthrown by the liberal revolutionaries who installed a constitutional monarchy with Louis Philippe at its head. Okay, Louis Philippe at its head. So what happened? In July 1830, the middle class people protested against the new Bourbon kings in France. Clear? New Bourbon kings in France. Clear? And they overthrown the power of the Bourbon kings there. Okay. Made an end to the rule of the Bourbon kings in France. Who made that end? Tell me who made that?
Liberals.
Ah, the liberals, or the new middle class people, right? Okay, so instead of the Bourbon kings rule, they established a new type of government is termed as constitutional monarchy. What is that? Constitutional monarchy. What do you mean constitutional monarchy? King will be there. Okay, the same time, elected parliament also will be there. Clear? And a constitution also will be there. The king wanted to rule the country as per the decision of the parliament, and he wanted to follow the constitution. Such kind of administrative setup is termed as a constitutional monarchy. Clear or not? So king is just what? Like a rubber seal. There is no powers for the king, right or not? There is no much powers for the king. King is there. Okay. But basically the government is controlled by, okay, the group of people basically elected from the people. Clear? That is the parliament. That's the parliament. Such kind of administrative setup is termed as a constitutional monarchy. Constitutional monarchy. Today we know that India is a country. You have a parliament, right? Clear? And a constitution and a president. So what are the powers of the president? Is ornamental powers are there. No much powers. Clear or not? Basically, the prime minister will take the decisions. Okay, the prime minister want to accept the decision that made by the parliament. Clear? And he want to act as per the constitution. Clear or not? No much powers. Okay, that kind of setup is termed as basically the constitutional monarchy. England also following the same. Clear? The constitutional monarchy. Okay, king's powers are is basically termed as ceremonial powers. Ceremonial powers, no much powers, no much powers. Okay, so they made an end to the rule of the Bourbon kings in the year 1930 in the month of July, and they created in France a new setup. What is that? A constitutional monarchy, and made Louis Philippe at its head. Louis Philippe as the new king of France. Okay, so the next comment That is very important for us. When France sneezes, okay, when France sneezes, the rest of Europe catch cold. Who commented like that? Who commented like that? Who is that?
Duke Metternich.
Louis Philippe. Okay. It is Duke Metternich. Is that Duke Metternich? Okay. So what is the sentence here? When France sneezes, Metternich once remarked, the rest of Europe catch cold. So what is the statement? When France sneezes, the rest of Europe catch cold by Duke Metternich. Before that, also, before this, he made another one statement. Any idea? Any idea? What is that? What is that? One more statement that made by Duke Metternich related with the Giuseppe Mazzini.
Most dangerous enemy.
Very good, Raya Hazim. She scored today. The most dangerous enemy of our social order, right? Right? Okay. He made a comment against Giuseppe Mazzini. Nothing but Giuseppe Mazzini is the most dangerous enemy of our social order. Right. Very good, Raya Hazim. At least Raya is remembering that. Very good. Okay, the most dangerous enemy of the social order. Okay, so that doesn't mean that other students are bad. Maybe they are unable to remember in a short notice. Okay, let it be. Anyway, write it. That's good. So these are the two comments that made by Duke Metternich. What are they? One is against Giuseppe Mazzini. What is that? He is the most dangerous enemy of the social order. Who Duke Metternich commented on whom? Giuseppe Mazzini. So Giuseppe Mazzini is the most dangerous enemy of social order. Okay, clear or not? Their social order means the conservative rule. He is against conservatism, right? Who Giuseppe Mazzini. And the second he made a comment. What is that? When France sneezes, the entire Europe catch cold. Which means if any problem that started in France, within short time it will spread in different parts of Europe, right? Clear or not? The French Revolution, later the idea of the French Revolution spread almost all the parts of Europe. Number of countries adopted that. They welcomed the Napoleon's army, right? We studied that. Now another revolution in France. Okay, what happened? The Bourbon kings lost their power, and a new kind of government came into existence in France, the constitutional monarchy with the leadership of Louis Philippe. Okay, he also from the dynasty. Okay, clear. So the Julian Revolution sparked an uprising in Europe, sorry, uprising in Brussels, which led to the Belgium breaking away from the United Kingdom of Netherlands. So another problem. What happened? The people in Brussels, they accepted the ideology of liberals, and Belgium that broke away from the United Kingdom of Netherlands. Once it was, Belgium was a part of Netherlands. Now it is separated from Netherlands. An event that mobilized the nationalist feelings among the educated elite across Europe was the Greek War of Independence. So it is an important question for us. The Greek War of Independence. Okay. The Greeks had been a part of the Ottoman Empire since the 15th century. Greece. Okay. It's a European country. Clear? It's a Eastern European basically. East, basically speaking. So Southeast region. Okay. It's a country called the Greece. Okay. It was the part of the Ottoman Empire since the 15th century. Okay. 15th century. Now we are discussing about 1815 and 1830. So it is 19th century. Clear? Clear? So almost nearly 400 years it was under the control of the Ottoman Empire, a Muslim or Islamic empire. The growth of revolutionary nationalism in Europe sparked off a struggle for independence among the Greeks, which began in 1821. So Greek War of Independence that started in the year 1821. So write a question here, write a short note on the Greek War of Independence. Greek War of Independence. Write a short note on Greek War of Independence. Okay, Greek War of Independence. This paragraph is the answer for that question. Greek War of Independence. Okay, so what we discussed, okay, since the 15th century, Greece was the part of the Ottoman Empire, and the Greek people, they heard about this kind of a nationalist movement in France and different parts of Europe, so that inspired the people in Greece. Okay, and they started a revolutionary movement, Greek War of Independence in the year 1821. Independence movement. Nationalists in Greece got support from other Greeks living in exile and also from many West European who had sympathies for ancient Greek culture. At the same time, the people in Greek, they started independence movement. So number of people who live in different part of Europe also started supporting the Greek people. Clear? Clear? And the same time, other West European countries also started supporting Greek because it has an ancient culture. Okay, Greek is considered as the cradle of human civilization. Clear? Clear? Cradle of human civilization means the modern civilization basically start from Greece, it seems. All right. Is that clear or not? So a number of Western countries that basically giving that much importance for the Greek culture. Revu, please come to the frame. Camera is in one place. Revu sitting in some other place. Okay, come back. So Revu at least turned on her camera. Number of other students are there. They are attending. Basically, their camera is attending the class, or the mobile phone is attending the class, or the lap is attending the class. No idea. Or the cameras are off. Okay, so please turn on your cameras. Okay, so number of students, their cameras are on regularly. They are turning the cameras on. That is very good, good one. Okay, let it be. So what is that? In Greek, they started this revolutionary movement. Revolutionary movement. Okay, so number of people supported. So the people, those who lived in different parts of Europe, they started supporting the people in Greek to protest against the whom? The Ottoman Empire or the kings. Not only that, number of other people also started supporting these Greek people from the Western Europe, because they like the Greek culture. So everyone believed that the Greek culture is the culture that is considering as the finest one, and the Greece is considering as the cradle of human civilization. Clear or not? Cradle. Okay, means where from it started, the civilization started, or the modern life started. Okay, or the cradle of democracy, it seems. The democratic life started from Greek, it seems. Okay, so might have heard about the Athens, Sparta. Heard about these areas? The ancient
Yes,
city
sir.
states. Stay here, you know that. Very good. So, in what context do you know Sparta?
Sir, there's a
Spartan
movie.
War.
The movie 300. This is Sparta. FM's dialogue is the right.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
this girls are surprised. All the girls are surprised. They don't know. I think so. Okay, the Sparta. So Sparta, then Macedonia. Heard about Macedonia? The great emperor. He's from that country, Macedonia. Heard about him? I use the term great. We will use the word great with only one emperor. Who is that?
Alexander.
Alexander, the Alexander the Great. Okay, no other emperors have that title. What is that? Great. Alexander the Great, Macedonia. So these people are from Greece, right or not? Okay, so the idea of democracy also started from Greece. Okay, through the city-states of Athens, Sparta, Athens and Sparta. King is there, and the same time government also is there, right? A parliament also is there. Okay, clear. King will rule the country with the consent of the people. What Pisan is doing there? Pisan. Okay, fine, come back. So I started a revolution in Greece against the Ottoman Empire. Poets and artists lauded Greece as the cradle of European civilization. Underline that. Okay, the cradle of European civilization, basically speaking. So the European civilization started from that area called Greece, it seems. Okay, poets and artists lauded Greece as the cradle of the European civilization and mobilized the public opinion to support its struggle against a Muslim empire. So everyone they tried to create a sense of collective belonging against the Muslim empire. Muslim empire. They want the freedom from the Ottoman Empire. So they started that movement. So the English poet Lord Byron, okay, underline the name. The English poet Lord Byron organized funds and later went to fight in the war Okay, so the next sentence is something interesting. Where he died of fever in 1824. What you got from that? Huh? Lord Byron, a famous poet. Clear? Hmm? He the one who arranged funds, money, okay, for this revolution against the king. Clear? Or the Ottoman Empire to get independence. And he engaged in the war also. But in the war, he not died of the war, but he died because of what? Fever, some kind of what you can say, viral fever maybe, right? So Lord Byron, important word for us. I mean, important name for us, Lord Byron. Okay, underline that. Lord Byron. Sean Roshan is using a highlight, right? Highlight pen. So after the class, the entire page is will turn into red color. So the most important things I will say that time only underline that. Okay, or else the page totally will turn to a red color one. So not touching that I think so. So underline that Greek War of Independence, Lord Byron. Okay, cradle of European civilization. Like that words are there. Please underline that. Fisan, why you are using a selfie stick, man? Huh? Okay, so today we discussed about discussed about discussed about no idea, right?
Greek War of Independence.
This is the most important question for us. Okay, number of times asked also for the board examination. The Greek War of Independence and how the revolution started in 1830. 1830. This is the answer for that question. Okay, and the comment that made by Duke Metternich. Okay, when France sneezes, then their Europe gets cold. Clear? By Duke Metternich. Clear? Okay, I'll give 2 minutes to read those paragraphs. Very important question. If any doubt means you can ask me right now. Make sure you are reading entire paragraph. Hmm? Next topic for we will build that sense. Okay, the romantic imagination and the national feeling. So the chapter 3 already we discussed about the national feeling, right? A sense of collective belonging. So the national leaders used various methods to create this sense in the minds of the people. Okay, so they used history, they used different stories, folklore culture, dramas, plays, songs, hymns, national flag, okay, and the personified symbol Bharat Mata to create a sense of collective belonging in the minds of people, right? Yes or no? So basically, the Indian national leaders received this idea, or they got this idea from the French Revolution or the nationalist movement in different part of Europe. Clear. Basically, the European nationalist leaders they used these techniques. Clear. What happened, Fisan?
Sir, the last sentence, sir, the Treaty of Constantinople.
Treaty of. It's 1 minute. 1 minute.
Finally, the Treaty of the.
Okay, so that's what. So Lord Byron organized the funds and later went for fighting the war, where he died of fever in 1824. Filed the Treaty of Constantinople in 1832. So they signed a treaty. Okay, the Ottoman Empire they signed a treaty with Greece. Okay, in the year 1832. Okay, so Greek got independence or Greek became a free country in the year 1832. Mark that also. It's a 1 mark answer. Thank you, Vision. Okay, skip that sentence, I think so. Okay, so Treaty of Constantinople in the year 1832. 1832 that created, that made a new independent country called Greece. Okay, clear? So the Greece, people in Greece or the new government in Greece and the emperor of the Ottoman Empire, they made a treaty, an agreement. As per that agreement, they gave freedom for Greece. That is termed as that agreement is termed as the Treaty of Constantinople. Okay, in the year 1832. 1832. Mark that. Okay, next one, the romantic imagination and the national feeling. The development of nationalism did not come about only through wars and territorial expansion. Culture played an important role in creating the idea of the nation. Art and poetry, stories and music helped express the shape of nationalist feeling. Okay, so nationalism in Europe emerged not only with wars and revolutions. Clear. The nationalist feeling of Europe, okay, that not only emerged with the wars and revolutions, but poems, songs, plays, literature, that also played a great role to unite the people of Europe. Clear? Or unite the people in different countries of Europe. Clear? Clear or not? So that's what. So we know that these literary forms are actually not real, right? It's all fiction, right? Yes or no? Hmm? Dramas, plays, and everything, it is fictitious. Okay, only fictions. Means it is not real. Clear? But able to give some messages. Yes or no? Okay. So come back. Here we are. The development of nationalism did not come about only through war and territorial expansion. Culture played an important role in creating an idea of nation. Art and poetry, stories and music helped express the shape nationalist feeling. Let us look at romanticism. Underline that. Another question for you. What is romanticism? What is romanticism? Underline. It is a cultural movement which sought to develop a particular form of national sentiment. Romantic artists and poets generally criticize the glorification of reason and science. Underline. There is the answer for that question. What is romanticism? It's a cultural movement. Romanticism is a cultural movement which sought to develop a particular form of nationalist sentiment. Okay, so through this cultural movement, the artists, they tried to improve the feeling of nationalism among the minds of the people. Okay, of nationalist sentiment, nationalist sentiment. Romantic artists, okay, and poets generally criticize the glorification of reason and science. Clear? So at that time, the people basically they are thinking about science and reason. Okay, and give more importance for these words. What is that? Science and reason. But the romantic poets and artists, they are against the glorification, giving more importance for art. I mean, science and technology. Clear or not? Clear? They're against that. So at that time, number of middle class people or a newly emerging middle class, they give importance for the importance of science and technology. But the romantic artists, they are against that. Okay, against the glorification of reason and science. Clear? Reason and science means we have to think something in a reasonable way. Okay, should not believe anything freely or simply. You have to think about that. What is the reason behind that? Such kind of thinking is called termed as a rational thinking. What is that? Rational thinking. Okay, so always the newly emerging middle class or the liberals, they give importance for what is that? Reason and sense. But the romantic artists, they are against the reason and sense. Against the sense, they are not that much interested to give that much importance for reason and sense. Reason and sense. Is that clear for you? So what is romanticism? So today, there's not much time to discuss that. So today we discussed about how the nationalist feeling emerged in Europe after 1830. After 1830, who are the people they engaged in that revolutionary movement against the kings, okay, or the dynasties that came into effect or came in power after the fall of Napoleon Bonaparte. Okay, and Greek War of Independence, basically this movement that gave a new strength to the liberals to think about a democratic country, to escape from the monarchs. Okay, next one, what is romanticism? What is a romanticism, right? Okay, what is romanticism? And romantic artists and poets, they are strictly against, or they are not interested to give that much importance for reason and science. Is that clear? Okay, so next one picture is there. Okay, you want to understand that in the next, we'll discuss in the next class. Okay, fine. So enough today. So we will discuss the picture and its explanation in the next session. Okay, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Anything else? Any questions? The purpose is correcting. Okay, number of blunders and wonders are there. Okay, clear. Rai is laughing like anything. Okay, so I will expose, okay, that to everyone in the classroom and upload that screenshot of those papers in the class group also. Hmm? Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bahubali, Theodo, okay, like the different things are. I told to learn properly for the examination. And this week, the next political science class test is there, mind it. Gender, religion, and caste. Gender, religion, and caste. Learn that proper. Clear or not? So 3 tests 1 month. That's a method there, basically. So just to do that, learn it. Okay, fine. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.